For years, beauty insiders, they've talked about skin tone and how knowing your skin tone can help you determine what makeup will enhance your natural features. Well, the latest beauty trend takes one step further. Women are now embracing the high contrast makeup theory. That's where you tinker with your makeup to balance out the difference between your hair, skin, and eye color. Studio 5 style and beauty contributor Megan Moore says once you know your contrast, you will see for yourself, you'll see yourself and your makeup in a whole new light. Megan, I think anytime we can learn about a new beauty trend that's gonna help us like master our look a little better, we're excited.
Yes.
This is new.
This is new.
Tell us about this.
It's not new in the sense that I think makeup artists, professionals have known about this theory, but it's new in the sense that it's becoming mainstream. It's becoming something that more women are taking a notice of. And so, yeah, we've talked about skin tone. This is kind of the next level up. So contrast is a little different than skin tone.
Okay.
Contrast is how different two colors are next to each other, right? So when we think about contrast, I always think of black and white photos, right? Because that's when you can see the difference in like how light a skin is compared to how dark it is. If it's really dark, it's gonna look black in a black and white photo. If it's kind of medium dark, it's gonna look gray in a black and white photo. So we're really looking at how these colors next to each other play and then putting our makeup on accordingly. It sounds confusing, but it's not.
I was gonna say, it might be a little tricky at first, but there's actually a TikTok filter that women are trying out that help determine what level of contrast we are. This is so interesting to me.
We're using AI to do it, which is really cool. So so what it does is it takes here's me doing it. You figure out if you're a light, medium, or dark skin toned, right? So that's pretty easy to kind of gauge. Most women kind of know where they fall. And then within that, you've got a light, a medium, and a high contrast. So you can see, you're gonna kind of put your face next to it and see, do my eyebrows and my hair color kind of line up with one better than the other with my skin tone? Isn't that interesting? And so,
it is.
Yeah, so once you kind of know, okay, so I'm kind of a medium contrast, I know that my makeup needs to have kind of a medium contrast against my skin. If I do something too light or too dark, that's when it starts to look foreign. Right? It kind of makes sense.
Oh, this is so cool.
So you can take a black and white photo and do the same thing. You can really see on me, in black and white, my skin looks very fair and my hair looks really, really dark. So I can pull off more contrast, more color than, say, Brooke, who's a blonde with blue eyes, right?
Yeah.
Her contrast is not as big as mine. So, do you want to try it?
I mean, how can I say no?
Okay, so this is live. So she's gonna get into my TikTok filter. Let's see if we can pull it up. Okay, so across the bottom is where you're light, medium. So you're probably on the light spectrum.
Okay.
And then on those side panels, you can kind of start to adjust and see, okay, now does her hair look, now that's the light one, right?
That's low, yeah.
That's low, so that's probably too low. That one looks a little bit more like you.
Okay.
Right? The dark one, a little too dark, because your hair and eyebrows are not that dark. So when you're a medium contrast person, we're looking for colors in our makeup that are medium contrast against our skin.
So I'm a medium contrast.
Yes, you're a light skin tone with medium contrast, okay?
Okay.
So now that you know this, if you're a
what does this mean? What does this mean for me?
Okay, let's give you some examples because I think that that's really what's going to make the big, you can really start to see it. So if you're a light contrast, so somebody, again, like Brooke, that's fair skin and fair hair, okay, so our celebrities here, they're putting makeup on. These is like the people that look amazing in that minimalistic makeup, where it just doesn't stand out from their skin that much. Their lips kind of blend into the skin tone, not a lot of blush. And if I do this and I don't wear too much contrast, I look washed out. That's how I know this doesn't work for me. So if you're a light contrast, then you can wear those minimal colors that don't really stand off your skin tone, right?
What about medium?
Okay, medium skin tone, medium contrast, you're gonna have more contrast in the makeup. So this one, you can start to pull a little bit more color into your lips and your cheeks, a little bit more into your eyes, but it's not a harsh contrast, right? You're seeing a little bit more color. So if you're kind of in that mid-range, you can add a little bit more lip, a little bit more cheek, but we're not looking for full saturation here. Again, that will look foreign.
Okay.
Or if you're going too pale, it's not enough saturation, you'll feel washed out, right?
Okay,
So
look
just
how
a
gorgeous they
little
are.
bit more, right? And you can
Yes.
see that there's enough contrast on their skin, but it's not overwhelming them.
Yeah, it still feels natural enough.
Yes,
Yeah.
it definitely feels like it fits with their complexion and their hair color.
Okay, next is high contrast.
High contrast people, so these are typically going to have darker hair, okay, darker brows, and then they're going to be able to pull off more color, right? They've got bolder lips, bolder eyes, bolder cheeks. Their coloring and their contrast can hold it, and it doesn't look too much on them.
Right.
So if you're a very fair-skinned person and then you put a big bright red lip on and you're like, that does not look like me,
Right.
there's a reason,
There's
right?
a reason.
There is a reason. So when you have high contrast features, you can wear brighter colors in your clothing as well. So that's where I live in like the bright colors, because if I'm in something that's like pastel, I just look dead, right? So I need more contrast in my coloring, in my clothes, but also in my face.
It's almost like getting your colors read to you.
Yes.
But for your face.
Exactly. Very, very similar.
It's so interesting, Megan. I love this. I love knowing what I am now and how I can pull that into my routine.
Yep.
Where can we find more details from you?
Always at thebeautysnoop.com. And then, of course, come hang out with me, especially this month. December is so fun on my Instagram at BeautySnoop, where I do an advent calendar every morning. This morning, I pulled this orange lip and had to pull it off for a TV show.
Had to pull it off. You are gorgeous. I love that. I was going to comment on the lip. It's
Well,
so
thank
good.
you.
Such a fun follow. Thanks, Megan.
You bet.